The views and opinions expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Nash Community College, the Board of Trustees of Nash Community College, or the North Carolina Community College System.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Anything for my princess.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Hey everybody, welcome to Big Bang Cinema. Don't get too excited. My name is Isaac Anderson, and a little bit of change of scenery today. We got Mr. Christopher Darkins. He's usually on that side of the camera, and Hunter Baker is usually on this side of the camera, but luckily we have them there, over here today. So we switched places. Tyler Keene is right over here. How you doing, Tyler? Pretty good? Doing pretty well? Okay. How about you, Hunter? Oh, wow, okay. Almost thought the cameras were going to turn there. Okay. But guys, this is a movie show where we talk about movie news, movie reviews, and everything in between. And for real, though, yeah, Chris is filling in. Tyler couldn't be here. And Hunter is off seeing his brother who just got home from the Army, so hope he's doing okay. Yep. Chris, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. It feels weird for you to be up here, man.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking.
And we both got khakis on.
We do.
I didn't realize that.
Notice that.
We have so much in common, we should get married.
No.
Oh, that was a fail. There we go. There we go. But anyway, speaking about getting married, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Lando Calrissian are going to be getting their own standalone films. And apparently, the big Obi-Wan news is they got a writer and they got a little bit of a plot. Actually, no, it's director. Sorry, it's not writer. Because who writes these things? But anyway, we talked a little bit about this before. The guy that directed Eddie the Eagle, I believe his name is something Durtree or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, you guys would know. It just came out. But anyway, the plot's going to be Obi-Wan's just on Tatooine. He runs into some trouble with some like farmer little scuffle there. And he has to go out of hiding in order to go through one last adventure. So riveting. And Lando Calrissian, I don't know what his solo movie is going to be, but most likely it's going to have a lot of fan service, and people are going to clap because they'll shove a lightsaber in there somehow, or some sort of Jedi and or Sith.
Probably.
But yeah, what do you think about this, Chris?
I mean, the Obi-Wan movie sounds like it's going to do about as well as the Solo movie, which is average at best.
Yeah.
But the Lando Calrissian movie seems like it has the potential to go somewhere better than the other two, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Yeah. Because it's also still at the point of they're just trying to milk this a little bit.
They're milking this a lot. What are you talking about? A little bit.
Yeah.
Like when they announced, well, I mean, this isn't really like a confirmed thing. Kathleen Kennedy just kind of said it in an interview. It's like, you know, the Lando movie's coming up. You know, that's totally going to be what our next project is. Yeah. But here's the thing, Solo hasn't even really come out yet. We got the critic embargo, and it's got about 70% in Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is about what I predicted. I don't know if I said it on the show or not.
I feel like you said like 76 or
I
78%.
Said 64.
You said 64, that's right, yeah.
I was really close. But that being said, I do like Donald Glover, and I have not seen him
who doesn't,
in the movie.
Though?
For real, I mean, I think we should just give Donald Glover a round of applause.
Donald Glover is great.
Woo! Very cool. But no, but for real, Donald Glover is an extremely talented dude, and apparently he shines in this movie. Apparently not as well as the guy that plays the Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich, I think his name is. Yeah. But I heard he still is good. But it's really. I
don't think anyone can do a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford did.
No. Han Solo is Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to see anybody but Harrison Ford play him.
Exactly.
It's like someone else playing,
Captain America.
Yeah, or like Wolverine, you know what I mean? Like that role's just his.
Or at this point, even though it's like more of a newer character, or someone else playing Deadpool.
That's a good point. Yeah, I can't imagine anybody else playing Deadpool.
I know, right?
But yeah, I have no doubt he has the acting ability to pull off a movie like as the character. I just don't want to see it. Is the thing. I don't care about seeing a Lando movie. I don't feel like there's enough there to really warrant a film.
I mean, I feel like that could potentially be the point of there's not much there, so they have space to expand. Otherwise, unlike with the like Obi-Wan movie and the Solo movie, they've already done so much with Han Solo and Obi-Wan Kenobi in the actual Star Wars movies that they don't have much wiggle room.
Yeah.
With like an origin story and yeah.
Well, here's the thing, that Lando was not in those prequel movies. And a big thing with the Obi-Wan standalone that I told you beforehand is that there's not a whole lot of wiggle room between the prequel movies and A New Hope. Everyone's in their starting positions at the end of Revenge of the Sith, which is so stupid. Like, he's not done anything interesting for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
He's on Tatooine, right there waiting for Luke. Like, that's stupid, but like, how in the world are they going to write themselves out of that? Because that's canon.
Who knows? Just who knows?
I mean, that's what DC does. I mean, that's what DC stands for. Don't care. That's a Mike Stelclasso joke. But either way, people are going to pay to see this movie.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah. Like, it has a Star Wars character in it. Of course people are going to pay to see it.
Yeah, but I just genuinely don't know what you, like, unless you just wanted to make like a typical gangster film, then like anything that like in Star Wars that tries to branch out and do something that different usually doesn't work as a Star Wars movie. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard. Like, Rogue One, as a lot of people love it, I mean, that, to me, it doesn't really work as a Star Wars movie because it just doesn't have that feel.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the feel, but then you don't want the same thing over and over again. So I think the happy medium here is just leave it alone.
No.
But it's too big of an investment, and they can't, you know? I don't know. You got any more thoughts on this?
I mean, not... Okay.
Sorry, Hunter had a few things to say. Tyler, do you have anything to say about it? Tyler? Oh man, you're a lovable scoundrel. You were saying, Chris?
Yeah, I feel like you've said it all. This movie is at best gonna do okay. People are still gonna pay to see it.
Yeah, I second that. And speaking about paying to see it, Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie partly directed by Bryan Singer and then partly directed by somebody that directed a movie called Eddie the Eagle, and it's called Bohemian Rhapsody, which was something we already said. But the trailer actually came out this week, and it has stars Rami Malek as Mr. Freddie Mercury himself, and a bunch of other actors as the other people in Queen. But yeah, this is a Freddie Mercury movie. This isn't a Queen movie. Who we kidding, you know?
Yep.
You like Queen?
Yes, I do actually.
You do?
I do enjoy Queen.
Just looking at that photo, doesn't that look just like Freddie Mercury? Isn't that crazy? Like a little bit. Like just a little bit.
Yeah. I remember we talked about this before. And we had a photo of the dude who was going to play Freddie Mercury as like Freddie Mercury, and like I don't remember who it was, but someone was like, "Wait, that's not actually Freddie Mercury."
I think it was Hunter. Yeah.
I think it was.
He's sitting over there in awe right now. I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? Oh man, he's still blown away. You were saying?
Yeah, it's just like they picked out a really good, like at the very least a really good lookalike, and. I mean, I kind of hope he does well, just as Freddie Mercury in this movie. Yeah.
Did you play the trailer over there so we can play it behind us? Because the trailer actually is really good. The trailer's not over there. I'm very sorry.
I don't have a trailer.
Oh, you don't have a trailer?
No.
Oh, boo me! I didn't put a trailer over there. Dang it. It's in the file. It's too late. Oh, look, Hunter's so disappointed in me. But, speaking about the trailer, there's a really awesome shot of them in Wembley Stadium, and like they're looking out.
Well, I guess we won't see it.
Yeah, I guess we won't see it. But it is what it is. They most likely seen it. But from all the stuff you've seen, Bryan Singer, like, you know Bryan Singer, the director?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he directed the X-Men movies.
I've heard the name.
So, it's that guy. It's Bryan Singer. He got dropped off this movie because I think he had to go take care of his parents or something like that, and like it didn't fit with Fox's schedule. Yeah. So they hired a guy, what's his name? Dexter Fletcher, which sounds a lot like Dexter Jetster that was in the Marvel prequel. I mean, not the Marvel. Well, it's owned by the same people. Who cares? Star Wars Episode 2.
Yeah.
The 50s diner guy. But he directed a movie called Eddie the Eagle. He directed a few other movies, but he kind of finished the production up. Mm-hmm. I'm really curious because Bryan Singer always has really interesting places he goes with his movies.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love some of the X-Men movies, like they do have some really odd decisions in them. And a lot of his other movies, he directed The Usual Suspects, which is what he's most known for, with the Kaiser Soze thing.
Yeah, yeah.
and he also directed Superman Returns. So so it's kind of hit or miss for him.
I mean, he seems to be kind of all over the place.
He really is all over the place. But I think Freddie Mercury, he's a huge fan of him. I think he's just genuinely really passionate about the story. I'm really curious to see how this is going to turn out, like just taking over the director. Is it going to take like a really generic turn, like that, what's his name? Chadwick Boseman playing James Brown, which his performance is great, but the movie's just kind of subpar.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is going to be one of those where like he's great, but like the rest of the movie's just kind of like beneath his talent.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but Freddie Mercury deserves an awesome movie.
I'm kind of excited. I hope this is a good movie because my mother has always been a fan of Queen, and so I've picked up bits and pieces of that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the other thing is like, is he going to sing in this movie? I think he is. Probably.
Ooh, I hope so.
I don't know if he's going to be able to top Mr. Mercury, but
yeah, obviously. But
I mean, that's a powerful voice. You got to fight, but he sure enough looks like him. I mean, he pegged the look. But speaking about pegging the look, Marvel is going to be making a movie about the Eternals. Now, if you don't know the Eternals, you're not alone, because Hunter and Chris, well, I think Hunter, he's not here. Well, actually, he is here. Hunter, you know the Eternals? Awesome, I didn't know that. But the Eternals are celestial beings in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're all from different regions, and Thanos is an Eternal. That's something we learned.
They were creatures that were made alongside the creation of humans to populate Earth. The Eternals were also made by the Celestials.
Yeah.
Which the Celestials, if you'll remember, one of them we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
And that's Ego, right?
Yes, Ego.
Yeah, that's what Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Yeah, that's his name. That's his name. Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
That's Kurt Russell's character in Star Wars, Star-Lord's daddy. But yeah, so the most interesting part of this, I mean, this isn't really necessarily too interesting of news. I'm like, oh, it's another Marvel movie. But the most interesting part about it is that there's 2 writers hired by the Blacklist. And if you don't know what the Blacklist is, again, don't be ashamed. Not a whole lot of people know what this is either. The Blacklist is a website forum that basically a bunch of people post their scripts on, like guys like you and me that don't really have a whole lot of, credibility behind our name, like we're in the indie world.
Our name doesn't mean much.
Yeah, but they post scripts, and people read those scripts, and usually they pick the best one, and they'll post like the 50 best scripts. These guys are from the Blacklist on there, and they directed a movie called Ruin that was about Nazis that I have not seen, but it's more curious to me that they got chosen from this Blacklist kind of thing. They just put a script up there.
This forum sounds very like the name of this forum is very opposite to its actual function.
Yeah, the Blacklist is usually meant to say like you're blacklisted, which
means, it's like get out.
You're in like the list that we don't want you on. But yeah, that seems really interesting. I mean, do you think Marvel's making a good decision pulling people out of this kind of world? I mean,
we'll honestly just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
It's hard to say.
We will just have to wait and see, especially considering they're bringing in a whole different branch of the Marvel universe with the Eternals, which we haven't seen much of before besides Thanos, who does happen to be an Eternal.
And we're getting out there in the Marvel world. I mean, that's the thing. Like most of every other movie's just kind of been like humans on Earth, basically. Yeah. Now we're from with the Guardians, we kind of branched out a little bit into space. We're trying to get all this stuff. We introduced the magic, stuff with Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. I don't know where we're gonna go from here.
The funny thing is, I believe the Eternals were supposed to be made to defend Earth.
Yeah.
And Thanos has done the opposite.
That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really curious. I was just more excited to see that someone from the Blacklist, like the script writers from the Blacklist, got on there. Even though they already have sort of credibility, they've already made movies before. They're not just pick it out of it.
I wonder if what Thanos did also affected the other Eternals.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be explained in this movie.
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, Blacklist, keep rocking on. Well, speaking about putting on the Blacklist, Zombieland 2 is coming up, and it's the 10-year anniversary, and the writers who wrote Deadpool. They wrote Deadpool.
They wrote Deadpool, and they wrote Deadpool 2.
Yep, and they also they wrote Life that came out last year, which is basically Alien on in a futuristic world.
I forget their names already.
I forget their names already, but who cares about screenwriters? Really? I mean, who cares about the people that write the films you love? It'll come to me in a minute. But point is, Zombieland 2. Oh, Tyler, you know them? Oh, that's right. What was their names again? Tell me. Okay. I'm not looking at my phone for this. What are you talking about, Tyler? Their names are... Oh, I know that. I know those guys. Their names are... Hold on. We can't... Hunter. Yeah, that's right. Yes. What's their names? Oh, I should have known that. His name is... We're totally not stalling here. Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. Yeah, thank you, Hunter. I appreciate it. Thanks. Tyler, why couldn't you get that, man? That's awesome.
Gosh, pick up the pace.
But those guys wrote a lot of those kind of same vein comedies. Like for those who've seen Zombieland, it's kind of the same comedy as Deadpool. Maybe not as much fourth wall breaking, but it definitely has kind of that same kind of raunch humor, the kind of pop culture reference thing. You know. Woody Harrelson's character is obsessed with Twinkies. He kills zombies just to get near a Twinkie truck so he can get them. Jesse Eisenberg is just like a little wimpy kid that just happened to get stuck in this situation. And Bill Murray makes a cameo, and he says he's ashamed of Garfield, the movie he did. I don't know. What do you think about this?
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of the original Zombieland. Mm-hmm. And I think you're right, and it's like the same vein of humor as like Deadpool and what Deadpool 2 is probably gonna have. Mm-hmm. And so I might go back and watch the original Zombieland as well as go out and watch this one, because I mean it looks like it's a good movie. It looks like a really good movie. Oh, it's so much fun, and it's so well done. Like they got the little graphics up there. Jesse Eisenberg's character kind of goes throughout the movie, and he has little graphics come up about talking about the rules of trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. We also forgot to mention that Zombieland 2 is planned to have the original cast.
Yeah, I thought that was almost implied, but thank you for saying that. That's something big.
That wasn't entirely implied.
Yeah, it wasn't implied.
No, it wasn't.
Not at all. Shut up. It wasn't implied at all.
But the original cast are planning to play in Zombieland 2.
And I think that's really awesome. I mean,
yeah.
You don't always get that. Maybe you'll have like two of the original cast members, and you're like, oh, the other one's died off screen. Don't worry about them. They don't matter.
Yeah, they died a few years ago. Now let's forget about them.
Yeah. Here you go.
Just sweep it under the rug.
Here's Jennifer Lawrence, somebody like that. Here's Paul Rudd, or somebody like that. They'll shove somebody in there. But
they'll shove a name in there.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this, especially comes perfect right here at the 10-year anniversary. The only fear I have, it's a fear I have a lot with sequels. Zombieland is such a well-done film that I really don't want it to result in we're doing the same movie again, soft reboot territory.
So essentially you're having the same worry that you had with Super Troopers 2.
Yeah. It's pretty much any sequel of any funny movie like that. Because,
and it's been a long time.
Yeah. It's been such a long time. Or is it going to be the same? Are they going to do a whole new story, or is it just going to be soft reboot territory? Knowing these writers, I think they're going to go in a new direction. It looks like a pretty streamlined plot. These guys have really simple plots. Like if you look at Deadpool, it's a really simple plot. Yeah. Zombieland's a really simple plot. Pretty much all their movies are really simple plots. But I don't know. I'm really curious to see how it's going to go. But if you guys want to comment, Corey, if you want to comment a little bit on this, you can leave a comment at facebook.com/studio67ncc.edu. Oh, you had to do that. Oh. Tyler, why didn't you say that, man?
No actual .edu.
Not actual.edu.
No, just facebook.com/ncc.
NashGC. No. I'm kidding. It's Studio 67 NCC.
NCC, yes.
We're going to get this eventually.
Eventually.
Okay. But guys, thank you so much for watching so far. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. We're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, Chris and I are going to go through 2 scenes that got deleted from the film and put back in, and they ruined it. We'll be back. Enjoy a relaxing Thursday getaway to the luxurious Big Bang Cinema. Rejuvenate your soul with opinions served to you by the awkward lanky Isaac Anderson and the loudmouth teddy bear James Tyler T-Bone Keene. Movie news, movie reviews, and everything in between never soothe your soul quite like this show can. Enjoy a relaxing Thursday getaway. Oh my goodness, it was so good we wanted to watch it twice. Guys, how you doing? This is Isaac Anderson. This is Christopher Darkins. Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. I hope you guys are doing okay. I don't think we've actually aired that commercial yet. That's the Big Bang Cinema, and that's a new promo for us. We had a lot of fun filming it, and hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we enjoyed filming it. But right now, we want to go to a segment, and a little preface. You watch some movies, specifically really awesome movies, and it's like, oh wow, like it feels like, really tight, cohesive story. But then you see like a director's cut, maybe you see some deleted scenes, and there's just like one or two scenes in there that if they put that in the movie or derail the whole momentum of the movie or just change a character completely. I think it'd be fun to kind of go through a little bit of that.
It's like you have a perfectly balanced tower, and then the person wants to add a room, and you're like, no, stop it.
It's like you got a piece of chicken.
No. Nope. Get out. Get out. Get out.
But yeah, that brings us to our segment, which we're going to be talking about deleted scenes that could have made or break the movie. So, to begin, I guess we'll both kind of go into this because we only have two.
Yep.
Number one, let's go ahead and start with Blade Runner, okay? Blade Runner is one of the greatest films on a technical level ever made, and a lot of people think it's one of the best films in general ever made. I'm one of the camps that thinks the movie's kind of, gets a little slow at parts. I really enjoy the film. I find something different in there every single time I watch it that I really enjoy. But there's one aspect of the film that Ridley Scott, the director, put into the director's cut that was deleted from the original version that I just hate. And it's this scene right here. For those that have seen the movie, know that there's not really a perfect cut of Blade Runner. You've seen Blade Runner?
I have not.
It's a really interesting movie. The plot is basically like,
Yeah. I've heard about it.
Yeah, Harrison Ford is this thing called a Blade Runner. He retires, aka kills these things called replicants, which are robots meant for like slave labor, and a few of them escape. And like if they come to Earth and try to get out, he's basically a bounty hunter and shoots them in the head. And so as he keeps going through, first off, the first movie had this voiceover that was trying to feed you all this exposition and stuff. Pretty bad. So they made a director's cut. It's perfect up to this point, This scene right here. There's a scene earlier in the movie where they talk about if the androids dream, and specifically what do they dream about. And apparently they dream of like unicorns, and the book that's based on is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? But it's a scene earlier kind of dictating that androids dream about, like horses and like the unicorns and stuff. And now he's, Deckard, the main character, is sitting there trying to think about the case he's on. And he's dreaming about a unicorn, basically confirming that he's a replicant. Yeah. That is so stupid. That is so stupid.
Just kind of gets rid of a bit of the tension.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole point of the movie is, spoiler alert in case you haven't seen a 30-year-old movie. So there's a character in there, Rutger Hauer. He's a replicant, and replicants are super strong, super fast, super smart. Yeah. And Deckard's got him cornered, basically. And Rutger Hauer starts, stabbing his fingers, breaking all his fingers and everything. He's basically torturing him, like he's like a cat chasing around a mouse. And at the very end, he decides not to kill Harrison Ford and has this beautiful monologue that was, a lot of it was improvisation, talking about how he just wanted to live. And he was just like, he was alive as him, but he just wasn't the same. And he lets the dove go, and he's like, all these memories are going to be gone like tears in the rain. And the whole point of the movie is that Harrison Ford is like, comes to that realization, oh my goodness, I'm killing living beings that just want to, stay alive, they just want to live a life. Yeah. They just like, I've been killing basically humans. change of heart. Boom, done. But when you make him a replicant, it really doesn't matter. He's just killing. It doesn't work. They made it work in Blade Runner 2049 because the plot actually built up to it. And, his whole kind didn't run. But I mean, it's not as compelling. Like when his character's a replicant.
It just got rid of all the tension.
It got rid of all that kind of tension. Also, like if he's a replicant, he's kind of a sucky replicant because he's getting it handed to him at the end of the movie. Because it doesn't make any sense. It's something that he came up with afterwards, and the unicorn isn't even from the movie. They didn't even shoot that for the movie. That's from a different movie that they put into.
It's from an entirely different movie.
It's from an entirely different movie that Ridley Scott put into this.
Well done.
Yeah, for real. And Ridley Scott's kind of a kook after a little bit anyway.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Anyway, real quick before we go, I want to talk about the scene that most people hate in New Hope. And it's not the Han shot first, because that wasn't never deleted. That was just completely added. There was a deleted scene in A New Hope where Jabba the Hutt confronts Han Solo right at the Han vehicle, right at the Millennium Falcon. And it was deleted. Apparently they had camera problems and stuff. And basically the scene's just there to kind of say, Jabba's got a price on Han's head, and if he messes up again, he's gonna start looking for him. But it's a completely different kind of Jabba. I mean, first off, he looks like he was made in MS Paint. It looks absolutely awful, but
it looks terrible.
The exposition, like the information we get in the scene, is exactly the stuff we got in the Greedo scene when Greedo found him in the cantina, and that moved our plot along. Just like the whole movie kind of comes to a standstill for this one scene.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't tell us anything new. And Jabba doesn't act like Jabba the Hutt, like the scary gangster. He's kind of like, like an Italian store owner. Oh, what's up, my buddy? Hey, why don't you come over here? Hey, I hate to see you go. Kind of thing.
He seems sort of more like a glorified version of a gangster rather than an actual gang boss.
Yeah, and it's also stupid when Han steps over his tail because Harrison Ford walked around the human guy standing in as Jabba, and they couldn't fix it, so they just comically walk on his tail.
Yeah.
So, awkward, you think Rian Johnson would have wrote it. But, slam on Rian Johnson. I love you, Rian Johnson. I didn't like Last Jedi. But, yeah, this scene sucks, and it really kind of messes up this whole movie. A lot of things mess up this A New Hope in the special editions, but it is what it is. But I think we're out of time. Chris, do you have anything to add?
I mean, no, you pretty much covered it.
Yeah, and also somebody that looks just like Greedos in the background. So it's really confusing. And they shoved Boba Fett in there.
Oh yeah, I think I remember exactly the guy you're talking about. I was like, didn't he die?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And there's a lot of little creatures that look like him, but Greedo's dead, and Han killed him in cold blood. He didn't shoot first. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, we would love to hear what you guys have to say. Maybe we respond to them on air, Corey. Guys, leave a comment at the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, anything you guys want to do. Christopher, thank you so much for being on the show.
Of course.
Next week we should be back to normal.
I'm on the show every week.
Yes, up here. He's front and center. I really do appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. We should do it again sometime. And next week we're going to be reviewing Deadpool 2. So make sure you stick in for that. And we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. My name's Isaac.
I'm Chris.
Stay lovely.